And guess who's given the Biden family billions of dollars? Yes, the CCP. Now do you see why Biden is the media's darling?
Over and over again, we were told it would be impossible to deliver a vaccine by the end of the year. All of the experts said, absolutely unthinkable. Trump is exaggerating. It can't happen.
The president's approach to China has been backwards. My concern from the beginning, I've spoke about it, and I met with Xi more times than anybody had up until the time we left office that I'm aware of, is to make it real clear to China. There are international rules that if you want to play by, we'll play with you. If you don't, we're not going to play.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Donald Trump was initially praised for confronting the trade deficit with China and the theft of intellectual property. Under your administration, how would you address that?
Yeah, well, I'll start with speaking truth and being honest about these things. So, trade policy with China. First of all, trade by definition means you are not acting alone because you got to trade with somebody.
Covered in the sporting world is the blowback that the NBA gave to Daryl Morey, the Houston Rockets GM, for saying free Hong Kong. Right? You can't even get anybody in the NBA to condemn China while China's subjecting 1 million Uyghurs to abject slavery. Cuban just had an exchange with Ted Cruz the other day where he was going after Cruz for something, and Cruz said, well, just, you know, he questioned Cruz's balls or something, and Cruz came back at him and said, well, do you have the balls to condemn China? And Cuban said something like, well, you know, I don't want to get involved in the internal affairs of another country. And I thought, well, that is not an internal affairs question. It's one thing to say I don't want to get involved in the tax rates of other countries. It's another thing to say shaving people's heads, shipping them on trains to concentration camps where you force them into labor and or sterilize them. That seems like not an internal issue.
In the midst of a global pandemic, because the Chinese Communist Party deliberately lied to the world, covered up the outbreak, and allowed it to spread.
Allow Chinese firms to build critical U.S. infrastructure?
No, I would not. And I spent more time with Xi Jinping than any world leader had by the time we left office. This is a guy who doesn't have a democratic with a small d bone in his body.
Hi.
Okay.
This is a guy who is a thug who, in fact, has 1 million Uyghurs in reconstruction camps, meaning concentration camps. This is the guy who you see what's happening right now in Hong Kong. And this is a guy who I was able to convince should join the international agreement at the...
Not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. And that's what I say all the time. That's what I said in a tweet, which I guess some people think is controversial. A lot of people love it, by the way. A lot of people love it. But if you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Trump is now President of the United States.
What a great honor to be able to introduce for the first time ever anywhere the 45th President of the United States of America, Donald Trump.
With a crime. We have charged him with crimes against the United States Constitution, high crimes and misdemeanors. Abuse of power,